guys as you guys get ready for Ohio State?
Been good so far. Been a good week of preparation. Yeah.
What when you just look at their defense and their pass rush and kind of the things they do and bring those speed packages in to rush the quarterback, what worries you the most, or what are your biggest concerns about kind of how they're going to come at you?
The pass rush. Just like you said, they're really talented. They're really well coached. They're a disciplined unit. So you put all of those qualities together, and you've got to be ready to go. You got to be prepared.
Are they one of those teams that doesn't even have to blitz up very often? They can get away with just bringing 4 and get to a lot.
Yeah, because they're really good up front. That's a great point you make. And then they have their other packages where they're going to twist and bang and try to create havoc. Like that sort of stuff. So, yeah, Coach Schiano does a nice job over there, and he always has.
Is this a press man type week where they're going to really try to get up and pressure guys?
You've probably watched tape, right? You probably know them as well as we do. Yeah, it's press man, and they do a great job of it, and we've been working on that all week, and like you guys know, they're talented.
How do you think Noah did? Noah.
Oh, yeah, he did okay. At least in terms of evaluation, the things I look at and all those sorts of things, he did fine, So apart from all of the other sorts of things you see when things are happening, it would have been nice to maybe have had him 1 or 2 series with the first unit. That would have been fun. I think that is obviously a characteristic that comes through when a kid like Noah is maybe playing with the second group, so to speak, and all that sort of business. It's more difficult.
Is he your second guy now, or is that kind of like week to week? Or how do you do that?
Like I'd mentioned last week, whether or not it was going to be Andrew or Noah was going to be Coach Frost's decision. He wanted to make sure that Noah got some reps, and we had a plan to get them all in the second half, and we just ran out of series, So they're battling right now. They are.
How big was that, though, just to get him some reps?
Oh, it was great.
With the new rule and trying to take advantage of that for him?
That was great, as you're pointing out, for us, that he was able to get some live reps and kind of, it's one thing to play in a spring game, and then it's certainly another thing to go into a game and get that bit of rust off you in the cobwebs. So that was invaluable for him.
What did Purdue do that really jumped out to you as far as the success they had against Ohio State?
Well, they did a real nice job hitting them on some big plays. They did a good job, I thought, with their third down conversions, when they had to. They got their character number 4 who can run around like a maniac. They got him isolated sometimes, and they played really hard, and those are the sorts of things I saw when I was watching the Purdue game.
How good have you seen this team be at? Scott Frost talks about a nameless, faceless, it doesn't matter if it's Bethune-Cookman or Ohio State. How have you seen guys at handling that and actually making that true, that approach?
Oh, here on our team, our team guys?
Yeah.
They've been great with that, because they've had a great week of practice. And all too often, sometimes when you're playing a game like this, you can kind of sense a little bit of distraction and all that sort of thing. Our guys have been great. The quarterback room has been awesome. Our practices have been good. They've been as good as we've had the last couple of weeks. So, I haven't noticed any problem with that one way or another.
Barrett Root said something kind of interesting the other day.
Yeah.
He said that against bigger teams, guys can maybe get out of habits a little easier. It's kind of a big setting and stuff like that. Do you find that to be true sometimes? Like
yeah.
A game like this?
Yeah, and I think we've talked about that particularly for a quarterback, and we've talked about how Adrian handled himself at Michigan and in that environment. And he did a nice job with that. I suspect that it will be much the same this week at Columbus.
How much better did he get from Michigan to Wisconsin?
Well,
pretty hostile crowds. So.
Yeah, obviously the dynamics in terms of what was happening on the field at Michigan was a little different. But I'd mentioned before last week, just in terms of the evaluation things that I look at after the game at Michigan, there was no sense of pad for him in the pocket. Where his eyeballs needed to be, they were, and his feet were where they needed to be. It was just a set of circumstances that they were, and it was a tough day for us, man. So, I think, because to answer your question, in addition to that was, his progress to Wisconsin. It's been relatively the same. The thing that we just got to make certain we do is take care of the ball. He's been doing a nice job getting the ball downfield and all those sorts of things with his completions, but now take care of the ball. In the Bethune-Cookman game, it's 3rd and 22. Well, you guys know who the advantage goes to, and that's the defense. Well, don't push. There's no need to push the ball downfield in that situation. So those are the sorts of things we're trying to get better at with him.
Frost said that he's gotten better in the last however many games, fitting balls into tight windows.
Yes.
How did he get better at that? What did he work on, and what did you work on with him to improve that?
I think there's two things. One is I think he's just feeling just more comfortable. And despite the fact that every experience is a new experience, there are still some things that he sees and he's picking up on clues in the environment that at least allow him to predict what's going to happen better than, so that's going to happen, right? And I think just him working with our receivers and what's going on in that sort of business, all of that has added up to him being more comfortable fitting balls into places, except when it's 3rd and 22. You'd rather have him not do that,